Welcome, welcome to another EBX discussion. And if you are alive and breathing, we are back to fight another day. And I always gotta give them honors. But before I do that, thank those that take the time out of your day, come in and listen to a brother. Because it's a lot of great soldiers and soldierettes out here. Salute! And just give them honors to our ancestors, which spirit is alive and present. Because that's what that spirit and the things that those before us that fought to get us to where we are. That's why I always give that honor. And their spirit is alive, you know. Spirit never dies. A righteous spirit never dies. And I honor thy mother, honor thy father, honor thy sister, and I honor thy brother. And brothers and sisters, those that's connected to youth, the best way we can, as much as we can, be a powerful, very powerful, powerful example to our youth. And that's what brings me to this beautiful child that I have on my banner, and which is my grandchild. Not my biological grandchild, but still my grandchild. And that's why I say that's why this beautiful child on my banner is what one is focused on. The youth, you know, because like I say, I volunteer. I haven't in a few days, but volunteering has opened up, you know, things about the youth that I never really paid attention to before. I pay more attention to, you know, things about the youth, not just what they say and what they do. Really try to get to know, you know, what makes, you know, a young brother or young sister do or say the things they do. But it takes studying, it takes enduring. You have to have yourself in check. You have to have your insecurities intact, because, you know, children can be brutally honest. But when you communicate with them, when you are persistent, and like I've said, when a child knows that you care and knows that you love them, they will listen. So never give up, my brothers and sisters out there, my parents, whether you're young parents, older parents, never give up on communicating with that child spiritually, if you can, especially spiritually, but just communication overall, and get it where the child will talk. And that's, you know, young brother or young sister, because that's the most important thing, being able to communicate with our youth, which it can be a challenge, but we have to stay at it, keep chipping away, and always be a powerful example. Because when we're powerful in the present, we'll be powerful in the future. Because those from the 70s and those of us from that around that era, whether it's brother or sister, a lot of us are not going to be here. And most of us that are from that era got a lot of real ones out there, and that's a rarity. So that's why we have to hang on to the good things in life and the things that make us grow, which is helping our youth, teaching our youth. And every young brother or sister is different. Every young brother or sister is an individual, you know, and we guide them, we teach them, we show them, but we let them lead their own path. But I have to tell you, my young brothers and sisters, it have to be a path of righteousness. I mean, you don't have to be perfect, but you have to be right within. Because when you do bad things and you're not looking to grow or help your child grow or help make your life be better, and you don't work toward that goal, and you don't have any organization, and you just willy-nilly, and you just walking through life like the walking dead, that's what your life will be. It will be dead. And it also will attract others that are not doing nothing in their lives. And my young brothers and sisters, you have to have a positive circle. You have to, because if you're not strong in your discernment until you get to that, you will eventually develop discernment, my young brothers and sisters. To those that young brothers and sisters that I'm sure a lot of people know what discernment is. Those that's been on this walk are older, you know, the adults. A lot of us know. But some young brothers and sisters don't really know what discernment is. So my young brothers and sisters, discernment is being able to detect toxic, evil, and wrong things in a person, place, or thing. But most of the time it's individuals. And something I'll tell you, my young brothers and my young sisters, a lot of times evil things that are in people, a lot of times some of them don't even realize it. And but unless they can fix themselves, you have to distance yourself, especially if you got a child. You got to always pinpoint and focus on that child. It can't just be about us. Once the child's in the picture, it's about that child, and we have to do things on purpose, my young brothers and my young sisters. Do things on purpose to make ourselves better. We have to think better. And just because things seem boring or quiet, no, that's a good thing. That means your life is peaceful. Because when you are peaceful and you're not attached to drama and social media and all these things in the world that can pull you away from the things that are very important in our life, which is our youth and the health and the growth and their mental, because I'm gonna make sure, I will do whatever I can and whatever I have to do to protect mine, the best way I can, mentally, physically, spiritually. I will always educate that brain. I will always say something that would teach you and uplift you. And this for my young brothers and my young sisters. I stay focused on the important things of life, which we all should, not caught up in celebrity gossip and things that don't give a shit about our life and not doing nothing for us. If you're watching something on TV or social media and you all up in the celebrity gossip, somebody you don't even know, that some don't even give a fuck about us, fuck that shit. Focus on our children. Sorry for my French, but it's some things that because I think of the things that a lot of us have been through as a youth, and things that one has been through. And so that's why now when we become wise and intelligent and we become really, really serious on this walk, we have no time for games. We have to teach those, because a lot of us, like I said, adults, the real like-minded brothers and sisters, some of us are not going to be here. So the youth, you need to pay attention, because you are the future, and that's why I always call down that great protection from our higher force, that greater divine, for our youth, for the next generation and beyond, that they be the leaders and the teachers they are, and know that they have many divine gifts, especially if you're melanated. My melanated young brothers and sisters, you have divine abilities in you that you don't even know you have. And I'm not just talking about dancing, rapping, basketball, playing sports, the regular things that they think all melanated people can do. No, brothers and sisters, work that creative mind. Do other things, like writing, drawing. You can be a doctor. You can be a lawyer. You can be a teacher. You can be whatever you want to be. Let nothing stop you from what you want to be in this life, my young brothers and my young sisters, because you are the captain of your ship. And once you walk with that divine, and you walk with that determination, discipline, and accountability, nothing will be able to stop you. Just be true to oneself. Even when you make a mistake, be true to oneself then too. And dust yourself off, get back on board, and keep going. Because some of us, young brothers and sisters, have children. Got to remember that. We can't be led by our impulses, with something you'll hear me talk about a lot. Because my young brothers and sisters, and I would kind of make this more so for my young sisters, impulses can be very, very poison. And I'm sure a lot of you know what impulses is. An impulse is something we do without thinking, and we just jump off of it, and then next thing you know, we woulda, coulda, shoulda. Never be in that woulda, coulda, shoulda syndrome. Always study and anticipate things and be analytical on everything, especially when it comes, if you got a child. You got to work things out. Be rational. Never be led by the wrong emotions. We're going to get emotions, but pay attention to your emotions. Think about the future. Think about the child. Think about the space that you're in right now. You know, you have to set goals and plan in place. Even if it looks like, you know, there's always a way. Just put it in motion, whatever you want to do. Write it down. Just put it in there. Put it out there. The universe, that great divine, hears it, even when we're speaking to ourselves. Never let nothing seem like it's impossible, brothers and sisters. Nothing is impossible. Just speak it what you want to do and work toward that goal, and you'll get there, you know. But of course, you had to jump some hurdles here and there. You might have to endure some things. But remember, my young sisters, remember, you create a child. That is the most, I don't know, it's nothing in this world that is more greater than the creation of a child. And if that's not like God, I don't know what is. So I want my young sisters to think about that. You know, that's had a child or got a child on the way. That is a very godly thing. You create life. You know, this beautiful child that I have on my banner, which is my 7-year-old's niece. That's kind of weird. My 7-year-old is an uncle. It's beautiful though. You know, we can't look at things in a weird way. You know, whether we like it or not, a lot of times, and this is something my mom says, everything happens for a reason, a divine reason. Because when we're on divine time, a divine moves on its time, not man's time. Because divine, that great higher force, always know better. And you just have to sit back, not sit back, but do what's right, stay focused, keep working on your goal, do right. Don't be attached to those that's not doing shit with their lives. You know, my young sisters that maybe got another young gentleman that wants to be in your life. You speculate that gentleman. You ask questions, you know, and you see what they're about. You see their family life. You see what their spiritual life is like. What goals do they want? These are the things that we need to be doing, my young sisters, so you won't be in situations that you won't be in. And please, if you get in situations, learn from them. Learn from them. Don't keep repeating it, and learn from it. And guess what? You can teach your youth that you may have in the future, because children can be very, very beautiful, and they can surprise us if we really take the time and be that powerful example that a lot of us are. And again, when a child knows you care and a child knows you love them, they will listen. Because what's the one key thing I always say? Those who listen to the righteous things of life and listen to things that can make them grow and make them be better are usually the most, well, they are not usually, they are the most intelligent. Because when you're looking to listen to things that'll make you do better and incorporate great things in your life, that makes you intelligent. When you're looking to be peaceful, you know. And I gotta say again, just because things seem boring and things seem a little quiet, be grateful for those moments. Because my young brothers and sisters, when you are in those moments, those pockets of solitude, those times when you're not in drama, you're not connected to toxic entities around you, what could be other fake friends or something like that. When you finally are in a space when you can think, my young brothers and sisters, and especially my young sisters that may be having children, those are the times when you think about things, you know, think about your life, think about what you want to do. Because remember, my young sisters, a lot of young youth don't take the time to do this. So consider yourself blessed if you're able to think about your goals and work on your goals. I don't care if, like I say, if it seems impossible, work on it anyway. Write it down and then work towards it. Do whatever you need to do to work towards it. And you have to be patient and let that divine move in your life, because you are a creator, my young sisters. Look at this beautiful child on my banner. Beautiful. And just think about it. That child knows, that young, beautiful child on my banner knows nothing about the internet, knows nothing about celebrity gossip, knows nothing about politics, money, TikTok, all this stupid shit that some of it don't mean shit. This child knows nothing about that. And I'm so glad I'm so grateful that I will be able to be in this child's life and with the mother of the child and the other siblings of my son, and their mother. I'm still in their lives, even though the mom and I are not together. I will still be in their lives because folks, we got to remember, it's not about us. It's about the growth of our youth, because a lot of us are not going to be here. The real like-minded reachers and teachers. I'm talking about the real ones, not the fake ones. We're not going to be here. So my youth, please talk to that divine. If you don't understand what the divine means, or higher force, and all these cosmic things that you might hear some of us talk about it, research it, study it, so you at least get an idea. You know what I mean? Some things you just, because I look up stuff too. Sometimes I'll say something and I'll look it up just to see if I was correct, because I don't want to be giving misinformation or leading nobody wrong. No, you can always, I suggest and teach and give advice, but everyone has to take their own path. Everybody has their own path, but it better be a righteous one, because what goes up must come down. I say that a lot. Law of attraction. This is something you need to know, my young brothers and sisters. What you put out is what you get back. So stay as righteous as you can possibly be. Stay great. Doesn't mean you have to be perfect. None of us are. Remember, we're in this human body. But I tell you, especially for my young sisters, my young sisters and my young brothers, never listen to our flesh. Our flesh ain't shit. Our flesh isn't shit sometimes. We can't let our flesh lead us. Our flesh will lead us in so many wrong directions. So if you learn nothing else from me, my young brothers and sisters, never be led by the feeling of your flesh. And I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this. Listen to that gut instinct. First instinct it's usually the correct. Listen to that gut instinct. We all get that gut instinct. Listen to that, so you won't keep repeating the same process if it was bad over and over. We got to break that cycle. My brothers and sisters, my young brothers and sisters, my older brothers and sisters, we have to break the cycle. Forget all this bullshit out here. Let's focus in on our youth. Let's take our eyes away from the celebrity gossip and all that shit. Let them fight amongst themselves, because we didn't put them in the industry. We didn't make them bump shoulders with the devil. They had choices too, just like those that are not in the industry. We could have been, a lot of us, and some of us probably almost damn near went in there. I used to have thoughts of being in the industry and TV and all that shit. I do feel sorry for those who went into the industry and, would just wanted to, do their craft or do a movie, and they end up, mixed up and shit. I feel sorry for that. But a lot of us, we have personal things in our lives that we have to take care of. We can't be focused on something, or some of them don't give a shit about us. So focus in on our lives, my young brothers and sisters. Focus on your child if you got one. Focus on your life. Think about your future. That child isn't always going to be a baby. That child's going to grow up one day. You got to think about that. Think of ways of teaching it, because our children are safe when they're infants and they're with us. But when they start growing up and getting out into the world, that's when it'll become challenging. So my young brothers and sisters, start teaching. If you got a young baby, start teaching that baby now. Start instilling up that what you want in that child. Start doing it now, before it's there, because children get smart quick and they pay attention to everything these days. And things are moving. They move so fast, and all this stuff that's flooding you in social media. And when you're not on the phone, come on back on the Instagram and all this shit. And they're trying to get you to get back in when you're not on it. It's ridiculous. So that's the one beautiful thing about being, a young child. I'm almost jealous, because this young child on my banner has, know nothing about the internet, knows nothing about the internet, nothing about celebrity gossip. It's just look how peaceful that child looks. I'm jealous of that, because when you become an adult, it becomes a little more challenging to maintain that peace. So my young brothers and my young sisters, do whatever you have to maintain your peace. Make sure you have good education. You go to school and stuff, but educate yourself. Do things outside of the school. There's things we can always do ourselves. We don't just have to sit and wait for some entity to tell us to do something. You are powerful, especially my young brothers and sisters. You are powerful. My young sisters, you create life. You almost close to God. So all this, the booty shaking and all that, you are above that. You are above Instagram modeling. You are like God. Think of yourself like that. You create life. No man can compare to that. No entity, no trinket, no nothing in this world can compare to that. Think about how powerful that really is, my young sisters, and I want you to take it serious. So, just try our best. Those that, have nephews or nieces or, grandchildren, or you got sisters or brothers or you're a friend of a family to have a child. Wherever we are, we're connected to a youth. Try our best with everything in our power, with every fiber of our body, to be a powerful, powerful example to our youth, because they need it. And, I've had those when I was young. I've had people guide me. I've always been the one that kind of hanged with the older crowd. I never really hung with the people that were my age when I was young. And back then, I didn't understand, but now I know why. Because my level of thinking was different. Because I was living by myself. I pretty much, I moved back and forth with my mom because, I was young and dumb. But most of the time, when I wasn't getting along, it wasn't my mom's fault. It was me. But I was living on my own when I was 15 through a lot of my years. I was by myself. So with that being said, I had to mature. I had to be a man. I had no choice. I had to take care of myself. So that level of maturity that I had in me, it clashed with my own age. So it's like I resonated more with the older crowd. And I'm telling you, the divine works in our lives in mysterious ways. And I think that divine had me with an older crowd for a reason. So, and I did run into individuals that gave me good advice and told me the do's and the don'ts. So it's beautiful. And some of it I took in and it helped me in my life. So now I'm that older individual. So now I'm here to give advice and pass on experiences to our youth. And I will be, the best way I can. And we all should teach, study how to teach. And, I know some of us don't have degrees and we're not therapists and we're not teachers, but we can always educate ourselves. We can always teach ourselves that, because like I said, volunteering opened up the door on seeing, really getting serious about the youth and how they think, because a lot of our, some of the youth that I've come across it's kind of heartbreaking. It bothers me. Some of the thought, the mindsets of some of the youth, it bothers me, and it hurts me, and, just, I won't get into some of the things that I've heard youth say, but some of the things that I hear them say, it just, it hurts my heart. When I hear it, it hurts my heart. So I just really care about the youth, and I know, and I remember those that cared about me when I came up. So I just, as much as we can, brothers and sisters, in our lives, be that. And I know it's a lot of us out here like this, but I'm just saying, I'm just adding to that culture, as I heard a brother say. As much as we can, my brothers and sisters, as we can to each other, too, as well as our youth, be a very, very divine, powerful example to our youth. And and I'm telling you, again, I call down that protection from that higher force, that greater creator, that it protect our youth and put that spirit in them to grow and make them leaders and make them the best of themselves. To all youth, from the next generation and beyond. And that's my call of protection from that higher force. And I place it over the youth and the like-minded brothers and sisters. And that's my thought. And I give honor to the reachers and teachers. Salute brothers and sisters that take the time to come in and listen to a brother. Much appreciated and salute. And I honor my children. And I also honor all of our families. I honor your family, my family. I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you have the ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. One.